Good morning, everyone. We're back. I'm going to turn the record on and we're ready to shift our mind frame from general civil matters to some misdemeanor sentences, which we'll address now.
All right, folks, buckle up. We're diving straight into misdemeanor sentencing. Judge West is switching gears from civil disputes to criminal accountability. And trust me, when she says shift your mind frame, that's not just the courtroom. It's for us too. Let's see who's about to face the music.
Ken, thank you for saying good morning. Beautiful Michigan fall day. All right, we're going to take up the matter of People versus Kenneth Lee Huitt. Mr. Huitt is here with his attorney, Luke Knopfsinger, also present as Angelique Canfield from the prosecuting attorney's office. Mr. Huitt was arrested earlier this fall on September 12th with a co-defendant. Her matter has been bound over to circuit court in this case, and his matter was reduced from possession of a controlled substance to use of a controlled substance, a 1-year misdemeanor. I schedule the matter for...
Now here's the twist. That reduction from possession to use, it's huge. Possession could be a felony. Use is just a misdemeanor. Basically, this man's walking the legal tightrope between a life-changing conviction and a second chance. Let's see how the judge weighs that balance.
Sentencing today, I wanted to look at the police report, see what happened with the co-defendant. Frankly, I'm not quite sure what to do here. I didn't ask for a pre-sentence. I simply got the report and looked at things. Mr. Knopfsinger, what would you like me to know?
Yeah, a couple of things, Judge. He was the passenger, as the court indicated. Mr. Huitt has a pretty limited criminal history. There was a small amount of methamphetamine. He was cooperative with officers. We've talked about the possibility of 7411. Because he can't drive, it would be a complication for him to participate in probation. Sort of an auxiliary issue where his license was confiscated that day and was never returned to him, to the point where he had to go and get a new driver's license.
Well, you have a Michigan ID.
State ID. Yeah.
Okay, but you have one now? All right.
Okay. So he was arrested that night. He does have some jail credit, Judge. I would ask the court to consider fines and costs.
These construction sounds we hear are the signs of things to come when they really start bashing things down. Not sure what they're doing. What are they doing?
Working on the elevator.
Miss Canfield, what would you like me to know?
Your Honor, as I'm reading the report, it appears that there was a free air canine sniff on the vehicle that alerted to both the driver and passenger sides of the vehicle. There was paraphernalia and a substance found in a backpack, as well as on the defendant's person. It's concerning because the driver of the vehicle has a circuit court case of another possession of methamphetamine.
Yeah, she actually has two.
Correct. And it was pending at the time of this stop. That's why she had an open warrant as well. And he's spending time with this individual as well as possessing and utilizing methamphetamine. I recognize he doesn't have a significant criminal history. It's unfortunate. 7411 would be a perfect opportunity for him to take advantage of. Because there hasn't been any other convictions of this, I don't know necessarily that one would recommend probation without having had a substance abuse assessment performed. I frankly think a short-term of probation would be appropriate. Just
K9 search alert. That's where this case turns. A free air sniff means a dog doesn't need a warrant to walk around the car. Once the dog alerts, it's game over. Officers can legally search. The prosecutor's point about meth being physiologically destructive, that's not drama, that's science. This judge is being asked to balance compassion with caution.
To make sure that there isn't an addiction here that needs to be addressed. I wouldn't necessarily mind if it was phone reporting. However, the difficulty would be doing the testing upon demand or his color being called. So typically these are sometimes fines and cost cases, but methamphetamine is a pretty destructive drug to a person's physiological being. It can actually start to disintegrate the brain and the body. So I would like to see him receive some services or at least participate in a substance abuse assessment to see if further recommendations could be made.
Mr. Hewitt, what would you like me to know?
Well, that woke me up to what was going on with me and stuff like that. That's surely not the way I want to go. I mean, it embarrassed me and embarrassed my family and put them through.
Well, you're not a kid anymore.
No, I'm not a kid. I'm not. And that reflects also on my decision of what I want. I feel like doing.
Well, also who you were with.
Yeah. I had no idea. I mean, she had warrants or anything. I was getting ready to walk home and she said
she had some meth in her backpack.
Yeah.
But you had some meth in your wallet.
Yeah.
So that's you.
Yeah.
You're 64. You and I go back a long ways.
Yeah.
You don't have much criminal history, but you got a lot of baggage from when we were both much younger.
Yes.
And then a bunch of license stuff, which has caused your license to be suspended.
Yeah.
But you really hadn't been ahead of anything since maybe 2008. I used to see you when I was prosecutor, even before I took over as prosecutor in 89. I was here from 1980 to 89, and then I took over. And in those early days, we were both much younger. And you got on the driving suspended merry-go-round and you couldn't get off of it.
Yeah.
This is 1.8 grams, including the packaging of methamphetamine.
This moment hits hard. You can hear the regret in his voice. Not defiance, not denial. Just a man realizing how far he slipped. And notice how the judge remembers him from decades ago. That small town justice, where your past always echoes in present. One mistake, one bad crowd, and suddenly you're reliving your own courtroom history.
Your wallet. So it's probably about a gram. The person you were with had other issues and she's bound over to circuit court. I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. There's only so much services to go around. You weren't driving, which is a good thing. You haven't had any criminal problems in 20 years. This is what we've devolved to. We've gone from a 10-year felony to this. You can't really do 7411 probation, which would be a perfect fit, which would be quite a bit of effort, but it would take the charge off your record. You did come up immediately with we gave you a PR bond. You spent 1 day in jail. I'm going to give you a $100 fine, a $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, and a $150 attorney fee. That's $475. $375. That's not right. Yeah. $375. Put you on a payment plan. An order of 3 days jail, credit 1, leaving 2 days to serve. But you're gonna serve, you can do it now if you want to, would you rather I scheduled it?
Schedule, please. Sure.
All right, we'll start Friday night at 7 o'clock. Friday is Halloween. 10:31. It shouldn't be 7411 or none. Nobody would do 7411 if they just got a fine and a pat on the back. This is a 10-year felony reduced to a misdemeanor. All the things your lawyer said are true. You were cooperative and
This right here is what legal mercy looks like. A 10-year felony knocked down to a misdemeanor. But the judge isn't sugarcoating it. He's basically saying, you can have a clean slate, but you got to earn it. 7411 is a Michigan law that gives first-time drug offenders a chance to avoid a permanent record, but only if they commit to real rehabilitation.
respectful to the police. But if you don't wish to have it taken off your record, we'll do and I don't see the need at this point. If I give you a drug test right now, what would it show?
I'll probably show I'm clean.
Probably show, what are the other options?
I'm sorry, yeah, it did show up clean, yeah. I haven't did anything and
I don't have the luxury of doing that right now. I don't know what kind of arrests happen on Halloween night, but you might see some weird stuff at the jail. Friday,
it'll be the first time.
well, it's been a while,
Yeah,
years, and this will be an unpleasant reminder about why you don't want to go back.
exactly.
Who was this driver? Who was she to you?
Just an acquaintance, just somebody I knew, through just seeing her every once in a while and stuff, just talking to her.
She wasn't a girlfriend or anything,
No,
just a
no,
friend?
no.
But you're doing meth together, and those are the kind of people you need to stay away from.
Yeah, I agree. That's not good.
Oops.
It's almost paternal. The judge isn't just sentencing. He's warning. How often do we see that kind of empathy from the bench? You can feel it. Disappointment wrapped in hope. So here's the question. Do second chances actually work when the system gives them, or do old habits always win?
All right, how about if I don't see you in another 20 years or so? That would probably be all right. Now, I want you to also go out and see the ladies about signing up for a payment plan, $375. I want at least $50 a month,
How much would that be total, sir?
$375. All right, you give that to him. You got to report to the jail at 7 o'clock. I have to bail if we take this out. And again, that'll remind you about why you don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong
Exactly, Your Honor.
people.
Thank you. Search.
Mr. George is here. I don't know if his clients are. Could start early if they're early. That's a nice jacket, Lou.
Thanks, Judge. You can thank my wife. She's really dressed me. So, yeah.
It's the season for that. It makes you look professional. Mr. George, how are we doing with your cases?
We're still waiting for my clients to get here, Your Honor.
Okay.
Doing well, how are you?
I don't believe I had a day earlier this fall where I had like 10 no insurances. I don't believe I've had a day when I had 11 OUILs, maybe 7 or 8, but it just looked like they got authorized and then maybe got all that same day to appear. Those theoretically will all end up on Judge Patterson's calendar. Couple of traffic crashes, 2 people asleep behind the wheel, multiple high blood alcohol levels. I don't know what's going on in the world.
I think it's becoming quite alarming.
Well, Judge Patterson had a probation violation arraignment this morning on a young woman, TV. She got arrested for drunk driving over the weekend. Well, I would have liked to start it early, but they aren't late. So,
And there it is. The judge's final thought isn't about one man. It's about the bigger picture. Rising DUIs, meth, suspended licenses, all signs of systems stretched thin. Maybe this courtroom isn't just about punishment anymore. Maybe it's about reminding people what accountability really looks like.